Magandang araw mga kaibigan. Ngayon ay birthday ko, August 15. At ang video na ito ay aking iniaalay sa ating mga farmers. Itong nilalaman ng video na ito ay mga produkto ng aking mga research sa mga nagdaang ilang taon. At sana ay magustuhan nyo yung video na ito. Tapusin niyo hanggang sa dulo kasi nandun sa dulo yung mga specific technologies na ina-adapt ngayon ng mga farmers dito sa Cordillera.
From Greece to Finland, let's get back home to Benguet with Benguet State University's former Vice President for Research and Extension and recognized as the 2019 PANTAS Awardee for Most Outstanding Research Administrator. To highlight some of his accomplishments as the VPRE and the Director of the Consortium for Cordillera Agriculture, Aquatic and Natural Resources and Development, more commonly known as CORCAARD, his hands-on supervision paved the way for BSU to garner the Tanglaw Award for Outstanding Research Institution in the Philippines from PICARD in 2017. His research, which piloted technologies to mitigate the impact of climate change to vegetable farmers and influence them to shift to good agricultural practice, was also recognized by the science community. With the topic, Building Smallholders Farmers Climate Resilience to Agriculture, ladies and gentlemen, BSU's very own Dr. Carlito P. Larian. A round of applause, please.
Magandang umaga sa ating lahat. Good morning, everyone. This is a part of a major program. As one of those funded by PICARD, we got 43 million for this program, and it is being implemented in the 6 provinces of the Cordillera Administrative Region. And my presentation will focus on the farmers, because in the Philippines, sometimes or most of the time, there's a difficulty of convincing our farmers to adopt technologies. So this is what we need to at least convince the farmers to adopt good agricultural practices. Actually, it all started with the research that I have done together with St. Louis University, and that was funded by the Belgian government when we had the research about pesticide residues in the agricultural farms. And from that research, it became my advocacy to produce a technology that may somewhat remedy that situation. Imagine a 7 ppm of mercury in 1 piece potato tuber, or an 8 ppm of mercury in a lettuce. So when we were doing that research, it appeared that there's no safe food anymore for us, as what was presented just a while back by the previous speaker about safety in our food. With that then, I concentrated more on conducting research about good agricultural practices, and I would like to share to you this morning. I would like to mention that in the Cordillera Administrative Region, our farmers have about 250 square meters to at most 2,000 square meters. Majority of them are cultivating this piece of land. But despite that, the Cordillera Administrative Region accounts 69 to 89% of the country's vegetable supplies all over the country. As I mentioned it yesterday during the opening remarks, that our region is one of the most vulnerable provinces in the Philippines. And climate change is contributing so much to the reduction of agricultural productivity. Actually, it was reported in the last 4 years, there was already a 2% decline in agricultural productivity because of these related calamities that we are experiencing in the region. I would like to mention about Typhoon Mangkut, which we experienced September 2018. It has a maximum winds of 205 km per hour with gustiness of 285 km per hour. And the total rainfall that we received in just one day is 760 millimeters. So portion of this part of the road, Kisad, was flooded. La Trinidad Valley was flooded during that time. Annually, we receive 3,600 millimeters of rainfall here in Benguet. So you can just imagine the volume of water. That is why we have the 3 big dams. But sad to say, our farmers are not benefiting so much from these dams in terms of irrigation supply. It's the lowland farmers in Pangasinan, Tarlac, and La Union. So during that typhoon, 5,874 families or 22,000 persons affected in Abra, Benguet, Apayao, Ifugao, Kalinga, Mountain Province, including Baguio City. 81 landslides and rock slides, 31 flooding incidents, 2 sinking area incidents, and 3 road slips, washouts. These were all experienced in just one typhoon. This could have been the effect of climate change. It directly threatened food security. Just imagine during that typhoon, a kilogram of cabbage was sold in Manila market at 400 per kilo, which was previously marketed at 20-40 per kilo. What would be the scenario in terms of an increase in temperature? That a 1 degree increase in temperature in the tropics will result to 10% decline in agricultural productivity. Let's try to have an example on this. Let's say a rice farmer is producing 100 kabans per hectare. With this impact, with the reduction of 10%, 10 kabans will be lost. But how about if the temperature will increase from 2 to 6 degrees as was already identified as a possible scenario in the next 20 to 30 years? That will result to 29 to 60% reduction. So from that 100 kabans, the farmers can only now harvest 40 kabans. And yet, the world population is increasing. We are now 8 billion, yet the production areas are continuously decreasing because of development. So what will happen with humanity? So at our own little contribution, we're doing to address this in the Cordillera Administrative Region. So landslides and erosions, practically the whole of Cordillera are experiencing this, as was already mentioned earlier. Flooding in Abra, insect pests, there are now emerging pests that were not observed in the past, and crop diseases that could totally wipe out the entire farms if there is no intervention that will be adopted by our farmers. And frost, although this is locally observed in 1 or 2 municipalities in Benguet and another municipality in Mountain Province, but the moment that the media report about frost, eventually it will jack up prices of vegetables, although not the totally farm areas are affected. So you can just imagine the influence of media. I hope the media should be responsible enough about reporting this kind of disasters that we are experiencing. So drought, these are all observed, not so much here in Benguet because of the fogs that we have, even during summertime. This project is implemented in the 6 provinces together with the Abra State Institute of Science and Technology in Abra, Apayao State College in Apayao, Mountain Province State Polytechnic College in Mountain Province, Kalinga State University in Kalinga, Ifugao State University in Ifugao, and of course Benguet State University in Benguet. It covers 12 municipalities all in all. So these are our simple interventions. These are not high-tech, but although these are, we think, the most affordable interventions that we can give to our farmers, like structural windbreak. We tried to propose vegetative windbreak to our farmers, but these are not acceptable to them. The reason that they have to cut or they have to maintain a particular height of the hedgerow, and it may even affect shading, or the roots of the plants may even cover a portion of their farm, which is not acceptable to them. So we use structural windbreak using the interlinks. Interlinks is a construction materials usually used for fence, and the post is GI pipes. And this could reduce impact of strong winds during typhoon or during seasons of the year where strong winds are observed in the provinces. The same materials is used to reinforce the vegetable terraces, because the common practice of reinforcing the vegetable and rice terraces in the Cordillera is the use of boulders, and it's quite expensive. 1 cubic meter of boulders is about 3,000 pesos. And to construct a length of 10 meters, it will take time. But for this, one roll of interlinks will be about 1,000 pesos, and it can be installed in just 1 to 2 hours as compared with the use of boulders. And it's found effective. Our techno demonstration farms were promoted several times in Channel 2 of ABS-CBN. We also developed low-cost greenhouse. This greenhouse will just cost about 70,000, designed to contain strong winds, even times of intense heat, because of some of the provisions of the design that heat in the inside can dissipate outside. And of course, the crop shelters. This is now commonly observed in the farms of La Trinidad, in our strawberry farms. Rainwater harvesting tank. I would like to emphasize that our objective is not to totally eradicate the impact of climate change. Our intention is that after a calamity, even just a portion of the farm that has been protected, so that the farmers after a calamity can immediately bounce back. Just that the whole crop should not be possibly damaged, so that at the end of the day, they have still crop to sell in the market and for us consumers to buy during such calamities. So the rainwater harvesting tank will collect rainwater during the rainy season, and this will be utilized during critical times during summer, adopting now the drip irrigation. Organic fertilizers. Why we are concentrating on organic fertilizers? I would like to mention that 20 years or more that our farmers are applying chicken manure to the farms. But why the soil conditions are deteriorating? According to the farmers, what they understood is that chicken manure is an organic fertilizer. No, it is not an organic fertilizer. It will only become an organic fertilizer if this will be decomposed prior to application to the farm. So if these are fresh chicken manure, applying it in the farm, goes with it diseases, insect pests, and then during the decomposition process, intentionally, the organic acids that are produced during the decomposition is the one responsible for the soil acidity. As a matter of fact, many of the soil or agricultural farms that we analyze for pH, there are pH as low as 3.8, 4. So that will affect availability of nutrients to the plants. And accordingly, a sustainable agriculture will start with a good soil. Do you agree with me? And that would be the major contribution of this organic fertilizer. It will make the soil productive. That is why, if you like to reinvigorate the agricultural areas, the very first thing that we have to consider is to apply organic fertilizers. It has also been reported that agricultural chemical inputs became a multi-billion industry in our region. As a matter of fact, millions of bottles of pesticides are being sold annually, to the extent that many pests and diseases became resistant to these insecticides. So we introduced Trichoderma and Mucosako. Trichoderma is a fungus, it is a biocontrol agent that can control soil-borne diseases. The Mucosako, this is a technology of the municipal government of La Trinidad, because they are also our partner in other project. And it is good. It is a good substitute for insecticides. In Kalinga, they adopted coffee rejuvenation, because prior to this project, the farmers do not like to cut the coffee trees because of the notion that it might no longer bear fruit after cutting. But only after 6 months, they observed that the rejuvenated tree started to bloom again. What modality did we follow for our community engagement? We followed that modality developed by Picard, that is S&T Action Frontline for Hazards and Emergencies, or SAFE, or the other one, the S&T Community-Based Farms. And the farmers are grouped as clusters. One cluster consists of one farmer leader with other 29 farmers. And there is a comparison of farmer practice and there is an intervention, and we do harvest festival just for the appreciation of the other farmers. The strategy that we did in prior to this project is to approach the LGU. And then the LGU will be the one to identify the farmer cooperator or the farmer leader. And that was not effective. Political sometimes come in. There was a municipality that we contacted. What they recommended as our farmer cooperator is an employee of the municipal agricultural office. And that started some sort of envy. So instead of making the community to be working together, but because of that practice, we seldom got 100% cooperation. So we revised the strategy. What we did is to, from the municipal LGU, from the mayor, we'll go to the barangay officials. Then from the barangay, we try to seek assistance in identifying the possible farmers that will be involved. And after that, we let the community identified interested farmers to join. So it's now the community that will identify. It's no longer the municipal agricultural office, it's no longer the barangay officials, but the community that are interested to participate. And we found that very effective in terms of adoption of technology. So I would like to show some of the technology demonstration farms in Abra involving eggplant, even in Luna Apayao, in Benguet involving cabbage, potato, and Ifugao, beans, tomato, while in Kalinga, rejuvenation of coffee. In Mountain Province, I would like to emphasize about this because one barangay, practically member of the organization that participated are all women. And they are on conserving sweet potato because sweet potato is an important part of the culture. There should be no sweet potato during cultural activities. It is always there. That is why the women in Satanga Mountain Province would like to preserve the planting materials because the current problem of sweet potato is Fusarium wilt, which has not been reported before. And it has also reported here in Benguet that because of the problem of Fusarium wilt in sweet potato production areas, some farmers now are trying to invade the Mount Pulag, which is a preserved forest, because of the frustration that the farms are already infested with Fusarium wilt. Although our root crop centers is doing great strides about developing technology on how to control Fusarium wilt. There was even one time that 1 kilo of potato reached 120 pesos, which is uncommon. Sweet potato, 120 pesos. That's why one restaurant stopped selling sweet potato fries. So these are the initial results of our trial. Our East interventions resulted to 20 to 40% increase in yield in comparison with farmers' practice. Effect of Typhoon Ompong. The greenhouses that we put up in the demonstration farms were able to withstand the 205 km/h maximum winds of Typhoon Mangkot. While some structural windbreaks were slanted, but not totally bent. Those under greenhouse, only 5 to 10% were damaged, while those crops within the structural windbreaks, only 30 to 40% damage. So this is what I mentioned earlier, that after a calamity, at least there is still a sellable crop that remain in the farm so that the farmers can immediately put their lives back after calamity. Maraming salamat. Thank you, thank you.
Nembaga orasyo amin. Siak ni Carlito Laurian, faculty member ti Benguet State University, ijay Department of Soil Science, College of Agriculture. Marikrik na tayon tat effect to the climate change. Ti climate change kat aramid mo't lang ti tao so nga nagkaroon tayo ti problema. Dahito yun kat may experience tayo ba nagiti napipig sa nga todo, monsoon rain, frost, drought, kan landslide. Kat gapo dahito nga problema, dapat adati kailangan nga technology nga maitod ka ti farmers tap nagbalinda nga resilient kada ito nga epekto ti climate change. At dangar ti naramid ti bisyo nga makungkuna tayo nga bisyo technology menu, mabalin nga usaran nyo tapno tuloy-tuloy lang ti panagproduce ti makan, kan tuloy-tuloy mo nga dati maalayo nga income, may panggap na ito nga agricultural production activities yo. May sa kadagay ti naramid mi nga technology kapang adapt ti climate change kat rainwater harvesting tank. Dito rainwater harvesting tank kat may nga concrete structure tapno maornong ti danom nga gapot ti todo tapno iso to usaran ti farmers no summer season. Ti may sang advantage dito rainwater harvesting tank kat mas permanent in nature kaysa di dado mga available nga technology like ti plastic tank nga possible pa nga kagatan ti utot iti farm kat mabutbutan. Ti may nga practice ti farmers kat dati panagaramid dati koilo. Agkalit ti farmers ti jedaga ti abot sa dekan ti plastic sheet nga iso ti pagurnungan iti danom ti todo. Ti may nga disadvantage dati kat in 2 to 3 years time maperdi ti plastic sheet. So nga masapol man nga sukatan ti farmers. Samantalang dati rainwater harvesting tank mabaling usarin ti farmers for as long as 20 years basta napintas ti panakaramid na. Ti Benguet State University kat naka-develop iti technologies nga mangtulong ti farmers nga adapt da iti climate change. May sakot dati kung kuna tayo nga structural windbreak. Dati structural windbreak kat iso ti mang protect ti crops no napigsa nga angin tapno sa nga may paspapaspas di bulong na. No napigsa ti angin, may paspapaspas di mula, awmot lang ti maapit. Ti damage kat maabot na ti 75 to 90%. Dahito problema ti soil erosion kan landslide ti jay vegetable terrace farm kat may saka ti problema nga naiyag ti napigsa nga tudtudo. Kat gapungar dahito nag-introduce ti Benguet State University ti mas cheaper nga technology dahito kat ti panagusar ti interlinks tapno iso ti mang support ti daga tapno sa nga landslide. Ti usual practice ti farmers kat agusar dati gravel wano di ko natin nga batbato which is very expensive. Kan nabayag pa yung maramid. Adot ti labor cost nga mausarda, samantalang nato interlinks kat mas cheaper, mga 500 pesos lang ti may isang rolyo, may install da pa iti may isang aldaw. Tapno ma-prevent ti dakil nga damage iti agricultural crops, nag-i-introduce tayo man ti may isang technology, tapno ma-control tayo yung epekto ti napigsa nga tuntudo. May sakit yung kung natin nga greenhouse. Ti available nga greenhouse di market, nugatagan ti farmers na jacket nangina. Ti 4 meters by 12 meters nga greenhouse ti commercial kat dumanon ti 250,000. Samantalang tinadevelop ti BSU kat umabot lang ti 75,000 pareho nga size. Mas nalaglag dapay dati greenhouse nga na-develop ti BSU ta agosar da iti nylon mesh ta iso ti mang-protect ijay plastic sheet. Samantalang ijay commercial awan da jay. So da jay plastic sheet kat diretso nga ma-expose ti sunlight after 3 to 4 years maperdi da jay no nakapoy jay klase ti plastic sheet nga magatang. Ti may sapay dati panagusar ti greenhouse o rino panagtudtudo kat makapagmula dati farmers na kung po natin da jay off-season crops nga nangingina ti pangilako da takdakal pa iti income da. At dati mas nalaklaka nga pang protector ti crops na napigsa ti tudtudo. Dito jay panagusar dati plastic tunnel type nga rain shelter. Dito plastic tunnel kat nalaklaka agusar lang ti farmers ti plastic sheet kanda jay steel bars. Tapno maprotektaran ba lang di mula into no napigsa ti tudtudo. Ti practice ti farmers ta dito no panagtutudo kat baybay anda nga naka-expose ti mula dati tudtudo. Kat kadadwan na nga rod kas na-experience tayo din na-interview tayo ti dati study tayo ti vulnerability assessment, halos 100% ti damage ti crop da. Kung nag-usap dati plastic tunnel type, nalaklaka, makaapit dati mulmula no during off season nangingina pa iti paglakwan da. Dagiti interesado nga man dagiti nga technology, may kalatag pa siya dito issue. Apan nyo kita ang office ti extension services, tag salusot kayo, no nya ti may tulong pa ti university, may panggap dagiti nga technology. Silulukat ti ruangan ti university, no nya man dagiti kasapulan nyo nga technology, kanay ti pedaduma nga technologies nga kasapulan nyo ti panagtalon, sidadaan kami nga mang tulong kada kayo amin.